This is a quick tutorial on how to use Beautiful Audio Editor, which is available through their website or as a Chrome extension. So if you have access to Chrome, you can go ahead and add the app to your Chrome. It shows up as Chrome Apps, and then of course you can click on the app. Either way, if you do it this way, you can integrate with Google Docs. So then you can go ahead and choose your Google Drive and allow it to access your Google account. Once you do that, it will actually save it into your Google Drive and you won't have to save it elsewhere. If you go in through the website, it won't save it for you. You can still save it yourself to a computer, but it wouldn't give you this Google Drive integration. Alright, so this isn't a very complicated program. If you've ever used Audacity, there's a whole lot more bells and whistles to Audacity, which is free, or like Adobe Audition, which is not free. But this is absolutely free, and it runs on a Chromebook, which is nice. There's another great option called Soundtrap, but it has like a million bells and whistles. So this just keeps it really, really simple. To record, make sure that you have your microphone set up to where your computer or Chromebook can hear you. And then you've got a record button right here, which will allow you to record your own audio. So I'm just going to record a little simple something of myself. Here we go. Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is a really wonderful recording using Beautiful Audio Editor on Chrome. Alright, notice that it just keeps on going. I don't know why. I guess that's just the default that they have going on here. If you press the space bar, as in most audio programs, it will start and stop your playhead moving. And then you can click and drag to move it around. It also has a zoom button, and you can use your arrow keys. It has a zoom ability down here where it says zoom 4. You can zoom up. I do think it's a good idea to zoom up so you can see really closely what's happening. Alright, so this is your gain, which will allow you to turn up or down the volume. So if it's too loud, you can turn it down or, the other. You can completely delete the track right here. But let me hit play. Now I have a speaker hooked up, so hopefully you can hear everything that's going on here. Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is a really wonderful recording using Beautiful Audio Editor on Chrome. Okay, so there that is. I'm going to press my space bar again. So right now I'm on this, which is select mode. This just lets you pick up stuff and move it around. That's pretty much the extent of what that does. So there are other buttons in here. This is duplicate, which would allow you to click on a section of audio to duplicate it. So if I wanted this in here twice, I would click this and then click on this. And then it gives me another one. So if you needed multiples, you could do that. To delete, you have to use the X. That basically activates the delete key, and then you can click on to delete. And then this is to split a section into two. So if you were going to divide it into two different segments, let's say I wanted to split this right here, I would click the split command and then press and release to split a section. So I'll go right there where I have that, and then you can split. You kind of have to drag a tiny bit. I've noticed it doesn't like immediately want to split. Now then, if you wanted to move them around, you'd have to switch back to select mode to move these chunks away from each other. Okay, so I'm just going to put that back in there. Hopefully I didn't split that in any kind of weird place. Using Beautiful Audio. Okay, yeah, so that sounds fine. I'll just leave it, but that's how you split a clip. So in my class, we're going to put music with what we're doing. So you want to find some royalty-free background music. I'm using Fesliyan Studios because theirs download as MP3s. Some of them download as zip files and you have to unzip them. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Happy Dreams, and you can click here and preview. But it sounds great, so I'm going to pause that. Alright, so I'm going to hit the MP3 download. This one will download in MP3 format. So if I give it a second, it should do that. And then you will be able to put it on your computer wherever you want it. I like to keep these short. I'm going to throw it on my desktop, and there it is. Now I'm going to go into Beautiful Audio Editor, and I'm going to go here to import. So you click the import button to import an audio file. It will support lots of formats, just not these that are listed down here below. Choose File, go find your format or your file, which mine's on my desktop, Dreams, and open. and import. And it's going to put it on its own line, just like it does in most programs. Now notice this is pretty long. So like if I take my select tool and grab my playhead and scoot it down and hit my space bar to play. Okay, so it's kind of got like this really hop in place here and then this sort of quieter part. I don't need the rest of the back half of this, so I'm going to kind of put my playhead here so I know about where I want to cut it. And I'm going to split it into two. So I'm going to hit my split section, and then once that's ready, I'm going to come in here and split. So now we've split it. I want to get rid of the back half. I'm going to click the X and click here to get rid of that. And then finally, you can stretch these when you're on select mode. However, it will like it will adjust the pitch, I guess you would say. So it's gonna I can make this go faster, but it is going to adjust the pitch because it actually is running faster.
Beautiful audio editor.
Okay, so know that if you just grab a hold of it, it will adjust the pitch and it will go faster. And if you drag it out, it'll go slower. So that's basically what that does. Now I'm going to kind of cheat anyway and do this because this isn't that long. All right, so I've got this in here, but it would be kind of awkward. First off, this is too loud, so I'm going to pull my gain down to make this not so loud.
Full recording using beautiful
Can't really
audio
hear
editor
it, so
on
we'll...
Chrome.
There we go. That's a little better. Again, anytime you press spacebar, you can stop the playhead, or you can click it and drag it.
Really wonderful recording.
Okay, I think that's fine. Next, I'm going to fade this in and out so that the beginning doesn't just start. So we call that using envelopes in other audio programs, but you can do that in here also. Again, it's important to be zoomed in. So this yellow line down here that's below each of these tracks is going to allow you to do that fading. You have to click, and a little hand puts a little dot there, and then click again to set down another dot. So if I want to fade this in, so I want the music to fade in during this part, then I'm going to take the first dot and drag it down to silence. It even says down here the bottom is silence. Okay, and then it'll be zoomed it'll like all the way in, and if you decide you want to do it, you know, over a longer period of time, you can do that. And then to do the same thing at the end and fade it out, same story. So pick when you want it to fade, begin fading out and put a dot, and then where you want it to end fading out and put a dot and drag the bottom dot or the last dot all the way down, like so. All right, so now if I play it, it should start off where the music is quiet and fades in. It'll fade in kind of quickly because this is like 2 seconds. And then I'll talk, and then towards the end of my talking, it'll start to fade off. All right, let's listen.
Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is a really wonderful recording using beautiful audio editor on Chrome.
And there we go. It's really as simple as that. You don't have to do anything too complicated in here. I kind of actually like it because you can't really do anything else. You know, you can split them into sections. You can move them around and click and drag. Like if I did want to put this part after this part, see, I can move it around. So you can record stuff out of order and then scoot it around. So you can do any of that sort of thing. But you know, that's it. There's no special like echoes or anything. There are some effects right here if you click add effect, but it does add it to the entire master track if you do it this way. So there is a little bit of reverb. If you wanted to do that just on a line though, you'll use the FX button. So if I click here on the FX button and hit the plus sign, then I can do some different things. And so some of these like weaken frequencies, that's over my head, most of this stuff. But the reverb would be a little bit of reverberation. So that's an echo kind of thing. Let's go ahead and see. I'm going to put this on solo so we don't listen to the music for a minute, and we'll see what the reverb is. I don't have a great recording at the beginning of this, so bear with me here. So see, that's like entirely too much reverb. So usually if you just want like a little bit of an echo, you're going to pull this way, way, way back. Let's see what we've got there.
Recording using beautiful audio editor on Chrome.
Okay, so like that's a little bit better. It still decays quite a bit. Again, I'm going to hit my little thing here.
I'm Tanya, and this is a really wonderful recording using beautiful audio editor.
You can kind of tell it's a lot quieter once I add this effect on here. So I'm not super keen on adding effects to here. You may have to then turn your gain up, make yourself louder. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm going to turn the solo off here. By the way, you can also mute a track, so I could have just muted the other one as well. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is a really wonderful recording using beautiful audio editor on Chrome.
All right, so yeah, I'm just not a super big fan of the reverb. You can get rid of that. Just click the X, quite simply, to get rid of that effect, and it will go back to how it was before.
Really wonderful recording using beautiful audio.
I much prefer that. Okay, that's pretty much the story here. Once you're finished, you will download your file as an MP3 so that you can use it. So in my class, we're going to use it on a website to embed an audio file. But if you were even using it in another program, you're probably going to want it to be a WAV or an MP3. You can also save the project just to your Google Drive, and it's just going to be the data of the project. So that's this view of the project where it has all of your lines. So, if I had like 10 different lines of stuff, I would have that all accessible right through here. All right, and then I'm going to download it as an MP3. It will export that file out, which includes the, here we go. Which includes the music, and then you're going to have to choose where to save it at. So I'll just call it finished and place it on my desktop, and then I have my nice little MP3 file that I can then insert onto other things and use in other projects, so insert on a web page or whatever. So there you go. That's basically the gist of using Beautiful Audio Editor. Simple, doesn't take much training to learn how to use, but effective.